Good morning, traders, and welcome to the morning update on the 4th of October. My name's Marco, and I'm going to bring to you the latest news and potential opportunities that are going to present themselves this coming week. Okay, so what we're looking at today, well, we've had Chinese bank holiday, so it's obviously going to be a little bit quieter throughout the Asian session over there. Then the main news throughout the night was the cash rate statement, the cash rate and the RBA rate statement. So as expected, they held rates at 1.5%. But what came out in the statement was the labour market has been giving mixed signals. So although unemployment has fallen, when you look into the actual detail a little bit greater, what you'll find is that it's the part-time labour that has been extremely strong and growing rapidly, and it's the full-time labour that's actually been reducing or staying very flat. Mining investment has been a huge decline. However, that's been offset by growth in other areas such as residential construction and exports. So they see inflation staying low and staying low for some time. So there may be some adjustments further down the line, but we'll have to wait and see. So maybe they'll just wait and see what's going to happen with the US and see if the US can help, let's say, put a bit of pressure on other markets by increasing their rates in the December announcement. But obviously that's just guesswork, so what we have to do is trade what we see until that point. Then the next major news is 9:30 a.m. today, which is the PMI coming out of sterling. Well, sterling, we're going to look at that chart in a minute, is testing the Brexit lows. It's pushed through that, but it's failed to go any further. So buyers are coming in around that 127.80, 127.50, 128 area, the big number. For whatever reason, that's been defended. So we'll see what happens there on close of play today. And then GDT price index, so the dairy price index at auction. We'll see how that's going to play out later today. So that's tentative. There's no timeline of when that news will come out. Dairy is obviously New Zealand's largest export, so it'll have a big impact on the Kiwi. So if you are trading Kiwi, be wary about this news later today. Okay, so we're going to look at the Nikkei. So moving across, this chart's been pretty much holding the 17,000 to 17,150 resistance level quite cleanly. You'll see in here we had the rising wedge formation, which broke out, retested and sold off, but then around 16.5, 16.4, we've had buyers coming in. This area has been defended. So we'll probably see a test of 17,000 again, and this is going to be a key area to see if we'll actually push on through this or if it's going to hold. So until the time, if you are intraday trading, there's opportunities probably running up to the 17,000 area. We're not massive sellers of this market until there might be a selling opportunity in around 17,000, but looking at what the Japanese government fundamentally are looking to do with the yen, we only see one way for this, which is to the upside. So we'll be looking for a break of the 17,000 level. The dollar index, as you can see, pretty much like every currency market at the minute, there's no real direction. Everything's consolidating. You can see we like to highlight where major news announcements are and see what happens, the market reaction. So right now the dollar index is pushing right up towards the upper trend line. You can see through here you've got a nice little resistance area around 96.20. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here with the dollar index. It is the first week of the new calendar month. It is the first week of the new quarter. So there's no point rushing into trades. Let's sit on the sidelines a little bit. Let's wait for some direction. All the markets, if we look through them, you can see are waiting for direction. So don't be impulsive and just try and dive into the market. So this was taken literally about 25 minutes ago. So you can see what I'm looking at here on cable. We've got a nice clear range from around 134s down to 128s. You can see the market's come down and broke through Brexit lows. Now, the interesting fact is we haven't had a major surge since it broke these lows. So I would have been expecting that anyone that was potentially came in and bought here and took this rally would have protective stops underneath here. So once we broke this level, I would have been anticipating we'd have seen a bit bigger surge to the downside. So I'm going to wait to see what happens on the end of the day, see if we get a close below this level or if we're going to get a rejection. If we get a rejection of this level, I can see this market rallying back into the 1.3s before we potentially see any further sell-off. What's caused this sell-off? Well, obviously we all know Brexit's huge impact here. the data coming out of UK has been pretty good after Brexit. However, Theresa May announced that she's going to be putting in for Article 50 in March, or early part of next year. So that's caused a sell-off in sterling. The question is, will the sell-off be sustained, or are we going to see a rejection of this level? So rather than trying to guess, trade what you see. Okay, so dollar yen, again, look, another one of these triangle formations coming in. We've got a big level in around 102.60. Right now we've got a break above the upper trend line. The question is it going to sustain that break, or are we going to rally back, or are we going to decline back down below it? So again, this is a game of patience. Wait to see what happens. If we get a break above and a break above the 102.60, then next move is going to be around the 104.50. So we'll sit on the sidelines, wait for a direction, and then we can start looking to trade this aggressively. Gold coming down beautifully into the 1300 area. This one's been trading beautifully. We took this trade in here. We were looking for an opportunity here, but it didn't quite come to our entry, and then there was no trade here. We didn't take any trades here, although it was perfectly set up. We didn't take any trades. So now we're just going to wait, see what happens. 1300 could potentially place a nice opportunity to get long, but we've got non-farm payroll, so we're going to see a decent spike, I would have thought, from gold this week. Whether it's going to be if we're going to see strong dollar or weak dollar, we should be able to see whether the market's going to go down or up based on jobs numbers. So again, rather than just trying to trade for trading's sake, our objective is to make money. So let's just wait for the news to come out, and then we can trade it effectively. One market we are watching, commitment of traders signal. We'll be looking to get long on cocoa. Sort of an area we're looking at is around the 2660 to 2640 area. So that's an area of interest. Until that point, no trades on this market. But there it is, it's highlighted. We're looking at this particular market. Okay, so we had an amazing week last week in Norway. Met some really good new traders. We did our first course over there. Feedback was phenomenal. We will be going back end of October, early part of November. Anyone in Norway that's interested in working with us, please drop us an email and we'll confirm dates with you on our next event. The next event that we're having in England will be in London on the 19th of October. These are free events, guys, so this is primarily at new traders. If you are an experienced trader and you want to come in and have a word with Phoenix Blue, see how we operate, then by all means drop us an email and we'll have a one-on-one consultation in the office, and we'll see if we can help in any way, shape or form. Okay guys, listen, have a great trading day. Stay disciplined, don't risk too much, and wait for the prime opportunities. Cheers, good day.